Hello and welcome to this special edition of the Patriot Radio Show with Oikike Igado Kure. Today we'll be looking at the increasing rate of rape, violence against women in Nigeria. And this is coming at a time that we wake up every day to see horrific headlines in the media talking about numbers of women and the girl child being raped. Some of them are even being murdered, unfortunately. And so today we look at what are the causes, what should we be doing, what are the security agencies doing, what roles do we have as a people, as a government, as parents, as family, as community leaders. Recently, human rights activists rallied around in Abuja, the federal capital city, to create awareness on violence against women. Recently, we're beginning to think that where could be safe for women and even children. It's still very fresh in our minds what happened to Vera, a young lady who went into the church to read. But what happened? She was raped and she was murdered. I mean, everyone would expect that the church should be like the heaven for everybody. What about Hereta, who was also murdered in her own home? The home should be the safest place for everyone. And this is making us to think that is there anywhere that can be safe for the woman or the girl child? And these are the issues that we're going to look at. And today on the program, I have the National Coordinator of Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA. He is Comrade Onwubiko Emmanuel. How have we degenerated to this level in our society, especially in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think the mistake that we made foundationally in Nigeria is that we have never really taken the issues of sexual violations of the female gender or even the male gender as a menace, social menace. But this problem has been there with us for us. Is almost as old as Nigeria, the issue of rape. One of recent, it has become very widespread in terms of publicity because of the advent of social media. Social media are now beginning to capture images of the victims of this social crime of rape in Nigeria. That's why it appears like rape has suddenly become a very hard-headed monster. It is not. It has always been there. It is because the system has failed to address the fundamental factors that have allowed rapists to continue to destroy our teenage girls, our very young kids, children, in their tender ages. The reason is that institutionally, there's no formidable initiative or approach on the side of the government to ensure that whoever is convicted of rape, will face the full penalty, face the full weight of the law. And in some instances, the law enforcement mechanisms that Nigeria put in place to investigate cases of rape, sometimes those who are even handling the investigations are not properly trained to handle such a complex crime like sexual violation of ladies. So first and foremost, the punishment that is provided for in the law is not strong enough. In some cases, I think the penal code and the criminal code and the rest of them on the issues of rape is not more than 25 years. Rape is supposed to be something that should be seen as much more serious, a grave crime, worse than armed robbery. Because when you rape a little child, you have destroyed the life of that child. So it's something that is even bigger in terms of dimension of damage that has been done, both psychologically, both physically, and mentally and otherwise. So rape is a very serious issue, but Nigeria has never seen rape as a very serious problem. That is the cause of this crisis. And the earlier we begin to put our house in order and promulgate strong laws, train the policing institution, the police in Nigeria lacks the requisite professional training to handle the unique social crime of rape. It's a very social, it's a very special area that the police needs a lot of exposures, a lot of training.
You know, I remember some organizations came up with a collection of data of sex offenders recently in Nigeria, but for a very long time I've not heard anything about it again. I know that lots of works have gone into issues of rape and violence. Organizations like yours especially have been speaking out against rape and violence against women very seriously with other organizations. Can we say that we're doing enough? Because a lot of times we hear about these cases when they're high profile or if they're able to catch the media attention. Lots of these rape cases are not even reported because they happen at the community levels where they settle it. They say, let's settle family, you know, so somebody does that and then the person goes free. So I think we should also carry our campaigns to the rural communities. How do you think about that?
That is very important. If you have a functional local government institutions in place, they will be able to tackle such rural-based sexual violations. So many of those cases that are unreported happen every day in those rural areas. For instance, yesterday, one of the NGOs that operate in Imo State by a young man reported that he was handling a case of a girl of 10 years who was sexually violated by a man that is as close to 78 years or so, 75 or 78-year-old man violated a girl of 10 years in the same community in Mbise. So when he got the story, when the group got the story, they invaded and the man disappeared. But it took them time when they were able to arrest the person. They arrested him to hand him over to the police, and the man attempted to bribe them with 100,000 naira. So you can see, and when that particular case, the case they were tracing, when they succeeded in arresting the man, that was when the guy posted on his social media page that over 10 other girls, smaller girls, 10-year-old girls, some 9 years, some 11, have similarly been violated serially by this same old man. And he's not alone. So many, it happens all the time, you know. So I think when you grant local governments, councils, autonomy, and they have some level of operational independence, they will be able to organize enlightenment programs. They will be able to have enforcement of some of these anti-rape laws at those grassroots level.
Okay. Thank you very much, comrade, for speaking out once again on cases of violence against women. I think that our security operatives have great roles to play to ensure that we get ourselves trained to properly handle these cases. And we also need to implement the laws that are on ground. You know, we should ensure that people who commit this kind of crimes are not let to just live. And also we need to also encourage parents and victims to speak out, because a lot of times they agree to just settle, out of court and all that. And so on that note, we end today's edition of the program. Thank you very much, comrade Onwubiko, again.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.